And hello again, this is Grimweird and his lovely avatar Zombie Steve. And last episode we started to set up some thermoelectric generators from Immersive Engineering. So this episode we are making some connectors and relays and wires and what have you. And I realized I didn't really have much in the way of terracotta. I had a few pieces that I stole from one of these because I recognized I'd need them later. So I checked the map and looked for more spots that had this kind of pinkish color, and there was one right south of our base. So I'm going to grab that real quick. That's still not going to be anywhere near enough. So probably what I'm going to do is, if I recall correctly, savanna villages have a tendency to have buildings or stuff made out of terracotta. So we might just fly our glider down there and take a look. But real quick, we're going to grab this stuff here in case I am mistaken. See if there's a bit more of it here. Might as well take all of this out, make sure we got it all. Alrighty. So yeah, we're going to fly down to that village and look for more terracotta. And I'm scanning as I fly. Still not 100% familiar with biomes plenty. Whoa, and I'm going the wrong direction. Now you can make terracotta. We haven't looted that place yet. There's a couple places here we're going to loot. I'll loot them later. You guys have seen me loot enough stuff. We're like, yeah, we get it. Grimweird, you're a dick. You like to steal everything from everybody. I hear a weird noise, like a dragon or something. Let's double check the map here. Where am I? Do I see any dragon hordes around me? Nope. Alright. Must have been hearing things. So we'll continue on to the village. Yeah, so now that those are on my map, as I forget to turn on my glider. Now that those are on the map, I will come back and grab those at some point. And here we go. So I'm seeing plenty of acacia wood, and I'm not seeing a ton of terracotta, so I may be mistaken. Maybe this place had some terracotta in it. Nope, lots of stone bricks. Alright, well, I don't want to spend all episode farting around looking for terracotta. You can make it. You can just cook clay blocks into terracotta. But I don't want to use up all my clay, and I'm going to eventually need to find, a couple stacks of terracotta just on its own. So I'm going to pause here and take a moment to scan the neighborhood and look for other possibilities for terracotta. Now I think there are mesas and painted deserts and things like that. There are biomes that I think have them in there. So I might take things even farther afoot. Anything that has lots of clay might have it too, so maybe a marsh. But anyway, I'm just going to fiddle around and look for stuff, and I will come back and let you know where I found it. So I did notice that we have some cows here. One thing I haven't done is I haven't checked in on my cow pasture for a while. So I haven't been breeding them up, and I want to keep that going. So I'm going to pick a few healthy specimens here and lasso them up and carry them back. And that will remind me to go over to my cow pasture and get some more feeding done. So yeah, then onward in our journey for terracotta. Alright, I am back. Didn't take me too long to find something here that's sort of interesting. So I was flying back around this direction and found a desert village. south of the wasteland, and it has a big pyramid in the middle, which has some terracotta in the floor, which also reminded me I don't think I have a ton of sandstone. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of this terracotta and also see what's underneath it, because yeah, there's stuff down there. Now, if I remember, this is an old, actually, pre-Biomes of Plenty thing, and if I remember correctly, that down there has like a TNT trap in it that will blow everything up. So I just marked this on the map, and I'll come back and deal with that later. What time is it? It's getting towards sunset, so I'm gonna head back out here. There's more terracotta in the walls. So this terracotta that I'm getting from this building is probably going to suit me fine for now. And then when I go out searching for something else somewhere else for some other reason, I'll just keep it in the back of my mind that I am going to want more terracotta, and I'm sure I will find some eventually, probably before I need it. So I'm going to get out of bed, crash here real quick, and I'll just finish searching this pyramid for more terracotta real quick. What the heck is this? Let's take a look at this bad boy. Ooh, a nature core. I have no idea what that is, but I want it. Oh, it does not want to be cooked. Maybe I'll leave that alone for now. It did not want to be collected. Some flowers and stuff, alright. And a nature chest. So I'm going to throw down a marker here for this nature core, and when I know what that is, and if I really need to break it, I will come back and break it. Because we got other fish to fry. We do have one of these little buildings, and if it's intact, which it looks like it might not be, I want to check and see if it has a peace candle. The peace candles are usually right there, and it does not. And the peace candles will prevent things from spawning. Boy, this is all busted up. Alright. The only other thing we're going to do, maybe real quick, is I did notice there is a... maybe we can find the rest of this. What's over here? This is what I was looking for. There we go. And that's probably about it for the terracotta there. Close enough. I did notice there was an immersive engineering house here. I'm not in a position where I need to completely steal everything here, but I am going to go ahead and pick up these. Ooh, that's actually a nice haul. They don't take a lot of stuff, but I need them, so I'll use those iron mechanical components up. And I'll definitely use that steel mechanical one up too, because I don't have a ton of steel now. I've gotten started with that stuff, but I could use more. And then another good chest is the one that's in the little smithy that is sometimes in these. And so we'll go ahead and hit that real quick. But on the whole, I'm going to leave this reasonably unmolested. I cleaned out like 5 villages so far. So most of the stuff I can get in a village, I got plenty of. This chest usually has some interesting stuff. So some dark steel, some chocolate, some apples. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take that. And the only thing I don't like about Global Traveler, where your pickaxe or sword sends your loots off to your inventory box, is that you can never tell exactly how much you got. So I don't know how much terracotta I got, but I'm pretty darn sure it's plenty for now. So we're going to call it a victory, and we're going to head back to the ground, make sure there's anything else I want to grab real quick. This usually has some good stuff. Another fire charm, I'm going to toggle that off and pick it up. And I'm going to pick up all of that just for good measure. So put some of this garbage away. Pick all that up. Alrighty, now I'm leaving. Really, honestly, I'm going to leave. So, mission accomplished. Let's head back to the base. Boink. Oops, where's my... Doink. We are back. How's our mana pool doing? Looking pretty good. Throw one more stack in there. I don't have a stack up here. We've got plenty. We're not going to be doing too much with mana for a while, so that's going to be plenty. So, how much terracotta did we end up with? And where is it? We got 9 of that, and we got a bunch of that. Oh, I didn't pick up any sandstone, but I don't truly need it. Alright, so we got 52 orange, a blue, and 9. That's plenty. So basically what we're doing here is we are making MV relays, I believe. So yeah, I wanted to make some of these. So I need some more iron on me. I already made us 8 MV connectors. Real quick, just to make sure I know what I'm doing, I'm going to go put this up on there just to see that we're generating some power and that everything looks kosher. So we're going to slap that on there, and boom, it fills up to 4,000 pretty quick. It's slow enough that we could probably get away with LV, but it's not that big of a deal to go ahead and put MV on it. Cool, cool, cool. So we're doing well here. That's what we want. So now we got to make some wires to run that to some machines, and a capacitor of some sort, or a battery of some sort, to collect power when we're not running the machines. So in Minecraft, I'm already learning that I haven't done too much industrial stuff ever. It's mostly just magic stuff and vanilla stuff. But I'm quickly learning that you have power generation, but that's like the first step. Then you got to collect the power. So whatever you're doing, whether it's windmills or water mills, or this, or nuclear power, whatever it is, the generation speed is usually not fast enough to cover everything that you want to do at all times. So you have to also have some collection. So that's why something like when I was testing some of the stuff, I really liked the, what are they called? Energy cells, I believe. I got one as a reward when I was testing this out. So these bad boys, that'll hold 10 million RF, and will send it receive at 5,000 per tick. So you can slap one of those, feed those thermoelectric generators upstairs into this, and you're not using all your power all the time. So then when you do need power, you've got this nice buffer of 10 million RF. So that's going to be something I have to look into, is do we have some sort of capacitor or something that we can at least store some of that. We can't make those yet, but possibly an MV capacitor. We'll probably have to make one of these. I got all the stuff to make this, or I will as soon as I make an LV capacitor. So we'll make an MV capacitor, feed all of those thermoelectric generators into that, and then wire it downstairs for power. So what did I say I was doing? I got my connectors done, Have I made the wires yet? I don't think I've made the wires yet. Did I throw them in my backpack? I can't remember if I made them or not. I don't think I have. So let me pause and get reorganized here. I got all excited about looking for terracotta and I forgot what I was doing. I think I need a bunch of copper plates to make wire, or electrum plates to make wire, or both. And then we're going to insulate them, and we're going to make a few relays. So the wires, the connectors are for input and output. So that's going to be output from the power generators. But then to collect them all into one string to go from upstairs to downstairs, I'm going to want to feed 5 connectors into one relay, and then bring the relay downstairs, and then I can split from the relay out to like however many machines I got running down here. So I made those, realized I needed relays, had to go get more. We're only going to need 1 order of relays, which we can now make. And then we want to make some MV wire, which I need a bunch of electrum plates for. So I'm going to bash out a bunch of electrum plates and we'll make some MV wire, and then we'll go string all this up. Be right back. I had to run upstairs for something, and I remembered I got 2 more cows and hadn't fed my cows in a while, so I brought the 2 lassoed cows back from our terracotta journey and released them and fed the cows, so the herd is growing. Okay, so we made some MV wire, some medium voltage wire, with some electrum by cutting up some electrum plates, and then this is the first time I tried this, but it calls for a bucket of creosote, but I just this portable tank has 22.5 buckets left in there, and I threw that in there, and it is working, and it's letting us do multiples at once, so that's sort of handy. So I didn't know you could put the portable tank in and craft creosote from it, but you can. So we now have some extra connectors to do inputs to machines. We have some relays and we have some wires. So let's go upstairs and figure out what we're going to do. First of all, where am I going to put these machines? I might move them around later, but for right now I just think I want to I just want to throw the squeezer, or the carpenter, excuse me, and the fabricator here as a test case. And we'll go ahead and break a few more blocks here. And we'll see if we can collect up wire from our new power generation up here. Whoa, so I'm bouncing around. And I keep forgetting to grab some stones to sort of finish off that thing. Let's see, a stack of that, fill in the divots that I made when I was dithering around about what design these needed to be in. So I don't think these will shock me. No, they don't appear to shock me, and I don't have lava here, which is nice. Because I'm using the uranium blocks. So I'm really happy with this, if it all works. So now I got to figure out, I got to make a relay sort of up above them to collect stuff. And then I got to run it over somewhere. I really should probably make a capacitor to run this to. Probably. Why don't we pause a moment while I think about that and go try and make one. I think we have all the stuff we need to make a capacitor. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so we got a little bit of a hitch in our giddy up here. Turns out that orange terracotta doesn't work. You got to have the terracotta. But that gives me an excuse to, the reason I need terracotta is I wanted to double check the book, make sure I wasn't getting too far ahead of myself, and would get credit. The problem is, so I want to make the MV energy capacitor, but I might as well get the loot chest for making the LV stuff first. and so I need to make a round of an LV capacitor, which is a component in the MV, so that's fine. But if I use it straight into the MV, I won't get credit because I also need an LV wire, an LV wire connector, LV relay. And the connectors and relays take terracotta. And I got some terracotta, but not enough because most of it was orange terracotta. So I seem to remember that you could do something about that. So I'm looking here, and under casting, you can either melt it down and then cast it, or you can essentially wash it. So I think I can stick a brick of terracotta in a basin and dump hot water on it and be good to go. And there are definitely easier things to be doing. Part of me playing through this expert mod pack is me learning new stuff. And so I wanted to try this because I don't know for 100% how to do this. Now I think I can right click a button on this drain, and I think drains go both ways. So if I put that there, so now I have water in there. And then if I shove that in there, I think I can now put water on them. And yes, the recipe is for terracotta, and I'm turning orange terracotta into non-orange terracotta. And I think I saw it took 250 millibuckets to do that. So that means out of that bucket we'll be able to do 4 of these, which is all I need for right now. But I thought I'd show that because it shows a couple of things that that people may not have come across before. One, that you can actually put liquids into your smelter by clicking them through the drains, so those can act as inputs. And then 2, the whole idea of like putting terracotta in there and then washing it with smelter water is pretty novel. I know I was shocked when I saw that, and I thought, hell, I got to try that. So now we have enough to make our LV stuff. Let's see, so we need a load of that. And I think I will be able to upgrade those to MV because I think I would mostly want to use MV everywhere. But yeah, I can just throw a piece of iron on them and upgrade them to MV. So this isn't a huge loss. So then we're going to make some relays. And then we're going to make some wire, which takes a bunch of that. So we got that. And we can do that. We're just going to do 1 load of them. But again, I think those can be upgraded to MV wire too. So now I can make the LV capacitor on my way to making LV energy, I think it's called. LV something or other. LV. There it is. So now we can make one of these and get credit for the LV energy quest and get a loot chest. And then I can get credit for my MV1, and I can upgrade the other stuff to MV. Let's see what's in the loot chest real quick. A magical boomerang. Alrighty then. Not familiar with that, but I got one now. I'm going to throw that in my backpack for right now and play with it later. So let's go ahead. I think I have everything I need for the MV energy, but let's double check. MV capacitor. Yes, I do. And now we got that one. Claim. Look at us go. It's just like Zombie Steve and I know what we're doing. We don't, but I think that's actually probably one of the best foods you can get. It actually has all the 5 nutrient classes at 5.4%. So that's why that's a rare food. I think that's some pretty darn good food. I haven't looked at my nutrients forever. I haven't actually seen any of these go to 0, and I haven't gotten any debuffs. I pretty much just eat whatever the heck I have on me. I have just tons of food in my backpack that I'm carrying around. Basically, I only really use it up when I start strip mining places. like I had to have one bite of food after taking out that whole area. But I like keeping that variety going so I can keep growing my heart pool, getting more hit points. Alright, so let's get back to trying to wire some stuff up. So, relay, what am I going to do here? So one of the things you got to watch out for is the angle on the wires. So if I want to just, take things straight down, but I have to, I guess I could have put this, since I'm not using lava, here's an odd thought, I could have put this in the ceiling and then put the connectors coming down out of the bottom of the thermoelectric generators. That would have been sort of cool. Maybe when I rearrange the base I'll give that a try, but for right now, just for the purposes of making sure everything's working, I'm just going to set up a relay, I guess, MV relay up here on the wall high enough that I don't have an interference angle with anything. I'm sure I'm not going to be happy with whatever I do here, so we'll just right click there, right click there, right click there, and right click there. Whatever I do here, it's not going to make me satisfied. I'm going to think of a better way to do it, but we will just get this moving for demonstration purposes and to make sure that everything works. And then once I take a look at it and start wiring things up, I'm sure I will think of a better way to do it. Yeah, I definitely will. But for now, for right now, we'll just stick another relay there. Take the power from there to there. Doink. And then I should have used the capacitor up there. Yeah, we'll put the capacitor down here. Like I said, whatever I do here, I'm not going to like it, so I may as well just do whatever and then rewire it later once I get a feel for how I like things. Not an expert, don't do this enough to really have a preference. So I need to slap a connector onto the top of there. Can I reach? Now if I didn't have these as insulated wires, if I touched that or crossed into a block, hit cross through, it would zap me and kick me back. So that's why we're doing it this way. That's why I put insulation on them. Just for my own safety, because I'm clumsy. Alright, so connector. If anybody is an expert and they're watching me throw wire around and generally fumble about like an idiot, they're probably going, dude, you suck. And you're right. Never claimed to be good at this. But I'm learning. Alright, and look at that. Our capacitor is going up. That is beautiful. And at 10,000 a tick or so, so that's a pretty decent rate. Yeah, I'm liking that. That's going to be plenty of power to get us started and going here. So this is going to be great. I don't really have anything to build right now in these guys, but I'm going to go ahead and just see if we power them up. So right now we're at 0 of 4,000. If you look at the little mouse over thing at the top, we're at 0 of 4,000 for the carpenter and 0 of 3,300 for the thermoelectric generator. We're going to go ahead and stick another relay here. So I want to collect power here in the capacitor and then take it from there out. I'm going to have to move that capacitor upstairs. I'll probably use it as a floor block to put things through. You can also go through the wall. You can put like a connector on one side and then a connector on the other side of the wall, and they will touch each other, but you have to do something special, I think, with a wrench or something to make that work. So for right now, this is absolutely not where I want this, but I just want to see if it works. We'll do that. Oh, that's a LV one. Let's get rid of that. So put that there, and then now we're coming from the capacitor, so we want an output. And then we want to spread them out to here. And I'm not sending power through. So I'll have to double check. I think I have to turn one of the sides of this to an output. I think the top of it is automatically set to an input. So if we run back upstairs, I seem to remember it having a blue top, which may now actually be covered. Yeah, it's covered. You can't really see it. But underneath that connector, it's blue. So I think that this is set up. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I think I might need a wrench or something. But yeah. Let's go at immersive wrench. No. I think there is some sort of little tool you use to set whether sides are input or output. And let me pause the camera a bit while I figure that out. Oh, probably just engineering hammers. We got one of those. Let's see if that does it. Oh, I did something. I think I might have clicked it to output, but then I think I may have clicked it again and took it off of output. Anyway, I'll figure it out. But the key thing is we're now at 3,300 and 4,000 and 4,000. So these are at full power and ready to roll. I'll just go ahead and knock that off and do this so I can actually see what I'm doing. Alright, so blue is input, orange is output, and then nothing is nothing. So we want to make sure that's an output, and then we want to throw that back on, and then we want to hook that back up. So now we're good to go. Yay! And I'll arrange all this wiring better because eventually there will be flooring here, and I'm probably going to just pass this through the floor or a hole in the floor, and then spread it out to probably a whole row of machines here as we start getting some more machines online. I think this will work for my mechanism machines as well. The industrial craft, I think I'll have to do something a bit different with them because they take a different type of power. But yeah, we've got power. Beautiful. And it's nice and passive, so we're generating, that capacitor is filling up pretty darn fast. We're up to 2.6 million already, so we're more than halfway on that capacitor, that MV capacitor. So for all of our tier 1 tech stuff, I think this little doohickey we got going right here is going to be beautiful. And hopefully by the time we need more power, we will have some nuclear power or some other type stuff that will put things out at an even greater rate. So yeah, that's today's episode. We've got juice. These are at 0 because it's all being sucked up by the capacitor. That means to me that we are pulling power faster than we are generating it, which is good. So we're not limited by any of the relays or anything. We're pulling it out as fast as we're making it. And as fast as this is filling up is as fast as it goes. So it gives me a feel for what we're doing here. So the fact that this is going up, I would guess I'd have to freeze frame it and see how fast it's ticking up. But it's going up pretty fast, so I think we're making plenty of juice for Tier 1 tech stuff. Anyway, I'm babbling at this point. I'm just excited to freaking have some power. Sure, we did get that survival generator early on and threw some coal in it to burn, just so that we didn't have to click on the clockwork beast a bunch of times. But now we're talking some actual real power here. So that makes me happy. Put my squeezer down. Don't really use the squeezer much, I don't think. Well, I probably will need more seed oil for something at some point. But anyway, yeah, as we get more machines, we'll probably add a bank of machines here. And by the time we run out of space here, and by the time this power generation isn't good enough, we'll probably be moving on to different power sources. Beautiful. I'm happy. Zombie Steve, are you happy? Yep, he's happy. All right, we're going to call that an episode. I got all excited about our power here, so I forgot what we were working on. Oh, I remember what we want to do next. I definitely remember what we want to do next, because off camera in this episode, I ended up using our old friend, the small plate presser, to crush a bunch of ore. And we want to get out of that business because I'm sick of standing there putting down blocks and pushing buttons. So this is the next thing on our list. We're going to make a crusher and get that up and going. And extra utilities should work on the same power system as this. So we'll slap a crusher right down here and we will have some hands-free ore doubling. And we'll have to say goodbye to the small plate presser that has served us so well, but that I'm about over. Because in case you haven't watched earlier episodes, there's only so many times you can place a block and push a button and place a block and push a button before you go a little insane. And I've about reached that point. So with that, I'm going to bid you adieu, and we'll talk to you next episode.